Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and I'm going to do your May the 3rd spiritual principle a day in a meditation. Hope you're having a beautiful morning. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. The title of the meditation for today is The Attraction of Goodwill. Like so many things in recovery, how we do the work is as important as the work we do. That's taken from the Guiding Principles book, Tradition 11, opening essay. Many of us have had the experience of encountering a newcomer at a meeting or working with a sponsee who just can't seem to get this recovery thing. We have wished that we could just pour experience, strength, and hope into their minds and hearts, but we know it simply doesn't work that way. By participating, in the hospitals and institutions and public relations service committees, many of us get a front row seat to newcomers awakening when we take H&I meetings to inmates or present PR panels to local schools. Initially, some students might attend to get out of class and prisoners to get out of their cell. Regardless of the motivation, many can't help but identify. We see the looks on their faces change from indifference and apathy to relief and understanding. The NA message has a way of penetrating through that tough exterior and getting right to the heart of the still suffering addict. Sharing openly and honestly from the heart is the most attractive thing we have to offer. If we were to run around like fanatics, proclaiming the spoils of recovery based on our specific gains and achievements, this would be a misrepresentation of the truth. The practice of goodwill in Tradition 11 comes when we exercise discretion and deliver a simple message. Narcotics Anonymous can work for anyone with a desire to stop using. When the message is clear, recovery can take root. Today, I will be mindful of how I represent myself inside and outside of the rooms, knowing that my story is not the Narcotics Anonymous program and that I might be the only basic text some people ever see. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. The attraction of goodwill, our experience, strength, and hope being the best experience, the best expression, right? The most valuable part of our recovery is being able to share with others our experience, hoping that as we share our experience, strength, and hope, they can find their own balance, their own hope, their own committedness to their own recovery, because it is about them, right? I mean, it's also about my recovery, but my showing up at meetings is twofold. It benefits me as I unload, right, what's going on with me and how I am applying spiritual principles or where I might be struggling, even in applying spiritual principles. It benefits me. However, it also benefits the individual that is open to receiving the message of recovery in that. And generally speaking, the message of recovery is typically the same. It's typically our message in A is simple. that any addict, right? Any addict can stop using, lose the desire to use, and find a new way to live. And no addict need ever die from the horrors of addiction. Here it puts it a little bit differently. It says that Narcotics Anonymous can work for anyone with the desire to stop using, right here. When the message is clear, recovery can take root. So I benefit, but they benefit as well. And it's an attraction. I don't have to fluff my message up with all of my accolades and the things I've accomplished and all of the 6 degrees. I don't have to talk about that. The 6 degrees, none of that matters. The places in the world that I've traveled and done since being clean, not to mention all the stuff I did out there using. Pretty comical stuff though, right? That's not really what it comes down to. What it comes down to is that I found a way to stop using on a daily basis, and that they can too. You know, it's comical to me that one of the most beautiful topics that they could write about, they really chose to keep it simple. Of all the days with the spiritual principle in a meditation, that there's like encyclopedias of writing, right? From day to day, this topic, the attraction of goodwill, is like one of the top topics that I could ever talk about, read about. And there's very little here, but that doesn't mean that there's very little to consider. It means that it's so massive and so beautiful that there's no way they could cover it in a day. It would take a lifetime. It would take a lifetime for me to totally cover the topic of how the attraction of goodwill, a spiritual principle, by the way, has benefited my life. My name is MightyStream. I'm full of gratitude today. I hope that you will have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow.